Hi there, Chris, Chap in the Cap, Motolegends. Today I'm going to talk to you about a simply amazing goggle from the American brand Klim. It's called the Viper Pro Black Ops. So we're not going to try and pretend that Motolegends is the specialist in off-road riding, but we are great admirers of the Klim brand, and as we go on, as our relationship with Klim develops, we are becoming a little bit more heavily involved in adventure bike riding. Now, that's why we are reviewing this Viper Pro goggle. We've never really reviewed a goggle before. For us, a goggle has been something that you wore over the top of an open face helmet to look cool. We were never really into goggles per se, but this really is a rather a special goggle. It's their top model, it's called the Viper Pro, but then this is one above the Viper Pro, as it were. This is what they call their Black Ops goggle, and it is pretty trick. On Klim's sites, they use over 1,500 words to describe this goggle, and I know that because over the weekend I counted them all. Now, that's more words than they use to describe the Badlands jacket. So as you can tell, or as that maybe indicates, this is certainly something a little bit special. Also, as you can see, comes in a killer box. Anyway, let's take it out and let's start to have a look at this goggle. I'll go through some of the other things in the box in a minute. It's got a particularly wide field of view. It's about as wide as you can get in a goggle that still fits on the face, that still cups the face. It's got this buttress arrangement that means that when the foam is on your face, so one of the problems with goggles that we found is that when you've got the strap attached to the main frame of the goggle, it pulls it apart as it goes around the frame, as it goes around the chassis of the helmet, and it pulls the foam away from your face. What this has, however, is it's got the foam that fits against the face, but the strap is attached to these buttresses or these outliers or outriggers, and it's that means that it can easily go round a helmet, but it doesn't pull the foam away from your face. It's also been designed such that when you've got it on, all the components disappear completely. You cannot see any of the structure or the form of the goggle, so it works really well. If we look at the components, first thing, the lens, it's 100% UVA and UVB protective. It's an anti-scratch visor. It uses a treatment, an anti-fogging treatment that's called GeminEye. Now that's Gemin, G-E-M-I-N, then E-Y-E. And it was developed by NASA for the GeminEye space program, and it was to ensure that the space guys had a visor on their helmets that didn't fog up. And the coating, basically, it's not a coating on one side, it's a dipping into whatever the liquid is, but you dip both sides, it makes it more anti-fog, and it's reckoned that this anti-fogging is 3 times as good as the next nearest competitor. Now on the Black Ops goggle, in other words on this one, and it's exclusive in the Viper Pro range to the Black Ops, this has a photochromatic lens as well. Now that doesn't go entirely dark, because if you're riding off-road you don't want that to happen if you end up in very bright sunlight, as you might well do, but it will take you from clear to a smoke. So it'll give you some protection from the sun, but it won't give you a complete dark vision, which of course is not what you want if you're off-road and you need to keep an eye on what's on the road in front of you. The frame is what they call very high airflow. Now, one of the problems with many goggles apparently is that the brow, the venting is often at the top of the goggle, at the top of the frame, and when the goggle is inside the helmet, it blocks the airflow. But what this has is an induction system here that forces air in, that is pushing air into the goggle at all times. You've also got, and I'm going to get Graham later to do some close-up shots of this, but all the way around the frame, you've got this mesh insert. Now, this mesh is called Rad Vents. It's all the way around the frame, and what that does, it doesn't obstruct the airflow, but it does stop any dust getting in. It allows moisture to escape if you're getting hot. It's thin enough and fine enough and open enough to allow moisture to escape, but it stops the dust getting in. So this goggle is going to flow more air than just about any other goggle on the market. Now, the construction of this foam that cups the face, it's a 3-layer treatment. And you've got, I'm going to explain what all those 3 layers are. This very first thin layer, again, Graham I'm sure is going to give us a close-up shot, but this very thin layer is moisture wicking to take the sweat away from your skin, but it's also antimicrobial. The second layer is a medical grade foam that has very high moisture retention. So if you're sweating, that will be held here and it will evaporate quickly. So the idea is it's not a cooling evaporation, but as cool air comes past the helmet, then it's going to escape from this foam and keep you as dry as it can do on the inside. The inner foam is just a very dense foam, and that's to give you a very durable seal against the plastic frame. If you used a very breathable foam on that area, it doesn't stick very well, and what you tend to find on some goggles is that the foam actually pulls away from the frame of the goggle itself. You've got some other little trick features that are nice. You've got a nose guard that is removable. This can come off completely, it just pulls off. Not sure quite why you would want to do that, but it's kind of easily done. You've got a 48mm non-slip strap. You've got silicone that runs down the inside, so it's a strap that's not going to come off. In the box here, we've got some tear-offs. So if you're doing something, I suppose, a little bit more competitively, somewhere where there's a lot of dust and you want to be making sure that the lens is kept clear, you've got a set of tear-offs. You've also got a spare photochromatic lens in the box, and you've got a bag, a dual compartment bag. This is meant to double as both a cleaner and a bag. Now, it is an amazing goggle. I'm convinced that there isn't a goggle, a more technical goggle on the market. I have to say, we were not first drawn to it because of that. I was drawn to it because I first came across one when I was wearing an Ex-Zero helmet, and I put it into the aperture and it fitted absolutely perfectly. And what's nice is that this nose piece goes down here. It fills the aperture incredibly. So if you wanted to wear an Ex-Zero, and it's a fantastic lid, but you wanted to wear it in the rain, or you wanted to make sure that your eyes were totally protected, because of course the drop-down visor that the helmet comes with, that's not going to protect your face completely. It'll protect your eyes, but not the bottom of the nose and the lip. So if you wanted complete and utter protection, then you will get it with these goggles. I just thought it fitted so nicely that I was sold on it immediately. Of course, the goggle was not designed for a Shoei helmet. It was designed, if anything, for Klim's own helmet, and this is the Krios Pro. It does the same in that. And what we've done, we've tried it in a number of off-road helmets. It kind of fits them all pretty much as well as any goggle's ever going to. Now, it's not an inexpensive goggle. You wouldn't expect it. It's got an amazing spec. It's Klim. It's £140. That's going to shock some people who think that that's too much to pay for their main helmet, but listen, this is just something you have to come to terms with. If you want the best gear, you're going to pay a lot for it. It's Klim. It's been thought through. These guys have tested it for years before they allowed it onto the market. It's an amazing goggle. £140, that's the price. So if you'd like to see more gear from Klim, visit the website motolegends.com. If you'd like to learn more about the Viper Pro goggles, then if you click on the link on the screen, sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there, that will take you directly to the relevant page on our website. There you can check out the spec in a bit more detail, you can check on availability, and obviously if you really like the goggle, you can order one there and then. Now when you buy from us, we try to make the process simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on anything you buy from us, returns are free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. We have the best price guarantee in the business. John Lewis is rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold promise. We go one stage better. If you can find anyone selling anything that we sell at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat that retailer's price by a full 10%. If the retailer is in the EU and not in the UK, we will match their landed price. Now there are a few terms and conditions, nothing particularly onerous, but if you are going to price beat us, then I suggest you visit the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. If you'd like to receive in future information from us about new products, then you can subscribe to our email bulletins by going to the website. At the top of every page, there's a little piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on there, within seconds you'll be in business. In future, you'll receive bulletins from us. If, however, you would prefer to get your information from us videographically, in other words, in this form, we would be delighted if you wanted to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel. Now, during 2020, we're running a little promotion. We're going to give away what we're calling a Steve McQueen tribute bike. It's based on a Mutt 125cc machine. We're going to be giving the bike away just before Christmas. All you have to do is become a subscriber. So if you want to stand a chance of winning that bike, as I've said, hit the button down there. Finally, I'd like to make a play for our fabulous little shop here at Motolegends. We're about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. As I've suggested, it's got a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where we have more than £2 million worth of merchandise arranged over 3 floors. It technically makes us the second largest motorcycle apparel shop in the UK. But we think that we are far more than just about the quantity of merchandise we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. When you come and see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And if you're lucky, you might even get to taste one of Sean's mum's delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.